This is He Knows Everything, bringing you that heat and far. Let's talk about it, man. Scottie Pippen.
Go ahead.
We have to talk about it. Scottie Pippen is a person who He Knows Everything has told you guys. There's no identity with this guy. His only identity is basically being up under Michael Jeffrey Jordan. If it wasn't for Michael Jeffrey Jordan, Scottie Pippen would not be where he's at. His basketball lineage, his basketball lifeline, Scottie Pippen's ability to be who he is basically masqueraded, engineered, and affiliated right up under the Michael Jordans of the world. Scottie Pippen is ungrateful because Michael Jordan built him. Michael Jordan made him. Michael Jordan fabricated him. And Michael Jordan engineered and manufactured him. This is like a manufacturing company. This is like an engineering company. This is like a fabrication company. This is what Scottie Pippen was. He was fabricated, engineered, and manufactured by MJ23. Michael Jordan realized that Scottie Pippen didn't have an identity from the offensive standpoint. Yes, he had defensive prowess, but was he going to be a one-sided player? Or was he going to be a generational talent in terms of his ability to affect all sides of the equation? See, generational talents can come in many forms. Dennis Rodman is a generational talent from a defensive end. Michael Jordan is the highest variation of a generational talent because we're talking about GOAT status. We're talking about greatest of all time material here. Scottie Pippen is a generational talent from the sense of being a jack of all trades. This is how you got the birthing of the Grant Hills of the world, a birthing of the Penny Hardaways of the world, a birthing of the LeBron, Ramon, Jameses of the world. They came up under the Scottie Pippen game, the Scottie Pippen molding, the Scottie Pippen training. These guys are not number ones. They're bona fide number twos. Let me say it again. They're not number ones. They're bona fide number twos. And if they operate and unction themselves in the lane that they operate and unction and should be in, number twos, then they're going to be exactly what they are at their truest and their most properest levels. When we look at Scottie Pippen, we have to ask ourselves delineation. When we look at Scottie Pippen, we have to ask ourselves distinction. When we look at Scottie Pippen, we have to ask ourselves golfs and separations. But what is that? That Scottie Pippen is every bit the guy that you guys think that he is. Because from a basketball mindset, Scottie Pippen's degree, Scottie Pippen's ability, Scottie Pippen's affiliation, Scottie Pippen's degradation, Scottie Pippen's playeration has been one of being a Robin, not a Batman. When we think of Scottie Pippen, we don't say no, Batman. When we think of Scottie Pippen, we say Robin. Let me say it again. When we think of Scottie Pippen, we don't say Batman. That's reserved for MJ23. That's reserved for Mr. Absolution and Resolution, and i.e. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. We think of Robin. You see why it says Robin? You see why he doesn't have a Because Robin is in a lesser role, a subservient role, a bending of the proverbial the fucking knee role, a kissing the motherfucking ring way while he's at it role. Option 2 always has the burden. We're going to re-ingratiate, we're going to reinitiate, and we're going to re-invite that in your mind. Let me say it again. We're going to re-ingratiate, we're going to reinitiate, and we're going to re-invite that in your mind. That option 2 has the burden. You want to know what the burden is that option 2 is? To bend the fucking knee to option 1. Kiss the motherfucking ring while he's at it to option 1. That's his burden. To always understand that he is subservient to option 1 and he is here to serve option 1. Because in him doing that, the lifeline of the basketball team, the identity of the basketball team will follow suit in bending the fucking knee, in kissing the motherfucking ring while you at it, and in being subservient. When option 2 gets brolic with option 1, everybody else gets brolic with option 1. That's the way basketball rolls. You don't know what I'm talking about? Pay attention to team climates. When Russell Westbrook of Russville was acting up with Kevin Durant, that opened up for James Harden to say, okay, the number 2 don't respect the number 1, so why should I be on this team? You see what I'm saying? It opened up for, eventually, Serge Ibaka to say, you know what, fuck y'all. I don't want to be part of this. It opens it up. And see, what people have to understand in this most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-teller fashion, Scottie Pippen is a pent-up, jealous, and envious Robin. These are what we call renegade Robins. These are what we call Red Hoods. Red Hoods always have a disdainment against Batman. Red Hood always have a problem against Batman. Red Hood always has a situational moment to where they always got to say some shit against Batman. You want to know why? Because Red Hoods are feeling some type of way that Batman is Batman. That's really what it boils down to. If people are being honest with themselves, if people are telling themselves a cold-hearted variation, a truth-telling ass facet, an unadulterated cutthroat mindset, they would understand from the vernacular of what we're talking about here in terms of sports, that when it's all said and motherfucking done, Scottie Pippen is showcasing these things. His legacy is going to take the shot, because Scottie Pippen has not been the proverbial fucking me completely, utterly. Your lifeline in basketball is to always serve Batman. Your lifeline in basketball was to always be a number 2. You are never going to be no greater than that, Scottie Pippen. And the fact that you've allowed your fallacy mind, your insecure mind, your inadequate mind to think that you would ever usurp the Batman role, it's a things that make you say, It's a things that make you say, But in its most cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-teller fashion, is as simple as this. Batman's going to be a fucking Batman. Robin's going to be a fucking Robin. That's the way the dice rolls. People need to understand that. They need to accept it. They need to affiliate with it. And they need to understand that this is how shit will continuously be. Because when it's all said and motherfucking done, Batman is going to be Batman. When it's all said and motherfucking done, Robin is going to be Robin. That's the cool party. That's the unadulterated. That's the cutthroat truth-teller fashion. When it's all said and done, this is not a surprise. And the reason why it's not a surprise is because it goes to the fundamental point. It goes to the elemental point. It goes to the rudimentary point that basketball has a hierarchy. Option 1, option 2, option 3, and the sum of all fucking parts. There was no way, in any shape, in any imagination, in any aspect, where Scottie Pippen was ever going to be an option 1. What happened when he had the option role 1 abilities? In 94, 95 seasons. 93, 94, 94, 95 seasons with the Chicago Bulls. What did he do with it? He nutted it up. He didn't get to the NBA Finals and he didn't win. Because it wasn't meant for him to lead. It was meant for him to follow. Who needed to come back to save the day and bring the Chicago Bulls back to reminiscence? It was Michael Jeffrey Jordan. How do you go on The Last Dance and say that Michael Jordan, that was the singles greatest game? This guy was sick. He had a flu game. But then all of a sudden, you're going to wake up and then say, well, no, that's not exactly what happened. What ended up happening is, you know, Michael Jeffrey Jordan didn't have a flu game. Michael Jeffrey Jordan turned around and he had basically what we would say a non-flu game. That doesn't make sense. The guy ate fucking bad pizza. The bad pizza fucked him up. So are we going to sit here and lie about that? Are we going to sit here and act like that shit didn't happen? Are we going to sit here and act like the Utah Jazz wasn't trying to sabotage Michael Jeffrey Jordan? So you're going to lie on Tim Grover? You're going to lie on all of these people that were around MJ and knew that MJ was the only motherfucker that ate that pizza and nobody else did? And he got sick. He was throwing up. So we're going to lie and say that his mom was fabricating the fact that Michael Jordan called her and she told him not to play? All of these things are lies? Come on, man. Scottie Pippen, you can't be that much more jealous than what you've already showcased. You can't be that much more envious than what you already showcased. And you damn sure can't be more stupid than what you already showcased. Scottie Pippen's gonna sell some fucking books. But see, books come and go. Sales come and go from that shit. But legacies are here to stay. You're tarnishing your legacy. Your legacy is one to be the greatest version of what a number 2 should motherfucking be. Your legacy will never be higher than that. That's your legacy. Your legacy is to remind everyone why Robin is necessary and why Robin should always be here so Batman can thrive even better. Batman always was able to do his shit on his own. Robin just amplified it. Robin gave Batman that extra oomph, that extra over-the-topness, that extra ability. That's what Scottie Pippen gave Michael Jordan. But let's not forget, Michael Jeffrey Jordan was the one that molded Scottie Pippen. Michael Jeffrey Jordan was the one that engineered Scottie Pippen. And Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the reason why Scottie Pippen is motherfucking Scottie Pippen. That's not the cold-hearted. That's not the unadulterated. And that's not the cutthroat two-color fashion that I don't know what is. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. I keeps the foot on the whoop. Oh, Eeks. This is He Knows Everything. Check it out.